So, George, you said something that I found interesting earlier. You were talking about the benefits to local communities of birding tourism. I'm interested to delve into that subject a little bit more, because for a lot of people, they might think, going on a birding tour is purely a personal thing to have these amazing experiences. And obviously it is. But at the same time, there are a lot of benefits to local communities that this kind of tourism brings. So maybe you could talk a little bit more about that.
Yeah, I think birding and conservation and tourism and conservation are very much intertwined. We see that in a lot of different places. Madagascar, we spoke about earlier, is actually a very good example of that, and in Colombia as well. I know Audubon has I think 5 different countries where they have their international alliances program, where they're deliberately trying to grow ecotourism in certain countries. Colombia among them, Paraguay, Guatemala, the Bahamas, and Belize. So those are areas where, arguably the largest bird conservation organization in the world is trying actively to use birding tourism to infuse the local economy and also to preserve biodiverse hotspots. So birding tourism is critical. I mean, there's a number of areas where they would have been developed by now, or cut over, the habitat altered if it wasn't for birding tourism. Now, there in places, I think there is a trade-off. You have to do it in a sustainable way, and I think all of us are in the process of trying to make sure that we do it in the most responsible way possible. But we're doing a pretty good job. I think we can always do better.
Rich, what's your perspective on birding ecotourism as a means of kind of benefiting local communities?
Well, when I first started doing this kind of work, I did not realize the importance of that and the importance of the local guide in the formula. Everything from, let's say you're doing a ship trip across the South Pacific and you're stopping at a different island every day. There's no way that you're going to be able to scout that yourself. There's no reason, I was going to say there's no reason you'd want to, but yes, maybe you actually would want to. But like George and I, Diego, we all do our homework. We know what to look for, and we learn the sounds. We do the best we can in that regard. But there's nothing better than local knowledge. And so to have a local guide whose turf it is, whose backyard it is key. And you start to see, as you go back to destinations, you can start to see how the infrastructure builds, how the quality of the guides builds, and how important it is to those people.